Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Kaltsum and my last number studying is 31. So in this video, I want to review a textbook that I already read. The title is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Carneige. This book has 250 pages and Vermilion as the publisher. Actually, there are many editions for this book, and this book also has a many cover. But I read this book with a cover that looked like this, and with the 206th edition. How to Win Friends and Influence People is a book that gives some tips to help people who have difficulty interacting and finding friends, or the people who want to improve their social skill. This is an incredible book. So this book is divided into 4 chapters, and each chapter has its own subchapter. The title of the first chapter is Fundamental Technique in Handling People. This chapter contains into 3 subchapters. First, if you want to gather honey, don't kick over the beehive. Second is the big secret of dealing people. And the last subchapter for this chapter is he who can do this has the whole world with him. He who cannot walks away. This chapter talks about how to deal with people. Like, instead of always giving criticism to people when they do something, why don't we try to figure out why and what they do it? Try to get the other person's point of view and sitting from that person's angle. In addition, they'll also say that by giving honest and sincere appreciation is one of the ways to deal with people. Meanwhile, next, the title of the second chapter is 6 Ways to Make People Like You. This chapter has 6 subchapters. First, don't do this and you will be welcome anywhere. A simple way to make a good first impressions. Third is, if you don't do this, you are headed for trouble. Fourth is an easy way to become a good conversationalist. 5 is how to interest people. And the last is how to make people like you instantly. So this chapter, each subchapter would explain how to make people like you. For example, we can try to be genuinely interested in other people's story or opinions, and always smile and remember that person's names. Or also, we can also be a good listener, encourage others to talk about themselves, and make the other person feel important. And do it sincerely. This is why can make people like ourselves. So the next is the third chapter, has the title is How to Win People to Your Way of Thinking. This chapter has 12 subchapters. That is, you cannot win an argument, a sure way of making enemy, how to avoid it, if you are wrong, admit it, a drop of honey, the secret of Socrates, the safety valve in handling complaint, how to get cooperation, a formula that will work wonders for you, what everybody wants, an appeal that everybody likes, the movie do it, TV does it, why don't you this? And the last is when nothing else works, try this. This section describes how to make our mindset acceptable and compatible with our society. Like, show respect for the other person's opinion. Don't tell them they are wrong. Instead of saying you are wrong, we can use a little diplomacy to tell them when they are wrong. so we cannot blame them. And also, if our suffering, admit it quickly and empathically. While the title of the fourth chapter is Be a Leader, How to Change People Without Giving Offense and Arousing Resentment. This chapter consists of 9 subchapters. That is, if you must find a fault, this is the way to begin. How to criticize, not to be hated for it. The talk about your own mistake. No one like to take order. Let other person self. How to spur people on to success. Give a dog good name. Make the fault seem easy to correct. And the last is making people glad to do what you want. So this fourth chapter is explained about how to be a good leader, how a leader should be, and also some suggestions to change people's attitude and behavior. Like we can talk about our mistake before we want to criticize the other person. In addition, the author also talks about always give people prize in every their improvement. And if that people do something wrong, we can give them encouragement first and offer a solution. So yeah, make the fault seems easy to correct. After I told you guys about the table of the content of this book, I think we can conclude that this book is really incredible and this is really a good book and contain many positive insights. I really like this book actually because the author arranged the book very well. In this book, the author contained the original story from the experience of several people. It's make me not bored because I can immediately know about other people experience. This book also contains many beautiful quotes, and I have one quote that I really like. This quote said like, everybody in the world is seeking happiness, and there is one sure way to find it. That is by controlling your thought. Happiness does not depend on outward condition. It depends on inner condition. I really like this quote. And also, I also get many messages or insight that I can learn after I read this book. For example, from this book, I can learn to appreciate the little thing that I usually underestimate, like smiling or trying to remember name person. In addition, I also learned not to judge people easily because I'm not in their shoes. So yeah, I think this is really relatable in our daily life because people really easily to judge other people. But unfortunately, yeah, there is no perfection in this world. There are something I didn't like about this book. Like there are some words not familiar to me and it's little difficult to understand. In addition, I think not all the tips in this book that we can implement in our daily life. Like in the chapter 3 on subchapter 6, it says that if you want to make friends, we must allow our friends to share their joy, but that friend didn't want to become listener when we're talking, but we must accept it. I think it's a little bit selfish. Sometimes we also want to be heard about our opinion. So yeah, I think we cannot implement all the tips. But overall guys, this book is really cute and I really recommend you guys to read this book, especially for the people who want to improve their social skill or people who have lack of their socializing in their daily life. Since this book gives many knowledge how to communicate effectively and improve our communicate in society. Okay, I think that is enough for me, and I hope you guys can try to read this book too. and see you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.